Now, as the country enters a new legislative cycle, as the new 2025 midterm elections wrap up, all eyes are now on Congress to address urgent economic challenges. With economic growth losing steam, foreign investment sliding, and geopolitical risks looming, the business community is calling for decisive action. Joining us now to weigh in on all of this and more is Sergio Ortiz-Luis Jr., the president of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines. Hi, sir. Good morning, and thank you for being here with us.
Hi, good morning, Mikey. Glad to be here.
Okay, now that you're here, let's get your take. What are your thoughts on this new Congress, the composition, especially the new entrants?
Well, there should be a better approach to business and agriculture sector. With the entry of Bamakino, he will be, as he promised, and I believe him, he will help in the area of education where we are so much behind. No? Kiko Pangilinan, Senator, who is promised mate of mine from Nueva Ecija, has campaigned on the base of trying to develop agriculture. And I think he could be a big help there. For the business sector, I think the entry of Senator Lacson again will be a big help because especially in the area of budget making. A lot of us in the business sector was scandalized with the way the budget was done. And Senator Lacson, who has a record of fiscalizing budget making, PDAP and everything, I think he should be able to wave red flags whenever there's something wrong with the budget. And the winning of Senator Amy Marcos, again, we hope that she can concentrate on the foreign affairs issue, especially in trying to come up with a balanced and independent agenda for the Philippines, in the midst of all these geopolitical issues.
Mm-hmm. That said, sir, are you expecting a more business-oriented Congress? Are you expecting more of the same? What are your thoughts on how this new composition is going to play out in terms of, fixing the economy?
I don't know yet about the lower house, but I'm sure there will be improvement in the upper house.
Okay. What are the top complaints of employers in 2025, sir?
Well, as usual, not only just administration, but the cost of electricity, the cost of goods, transportation, things like that, and of course red tapes. These are the issues of main concern, and little assistance being given to development of a certain sector like the MSMEs, which very much left behind. Just to illustrate, we're the most underbanked MSME in the whole region. The last number I saw, which is maybe outdated, but maybe even better than previous number, the way I look at it, we lent out $11 billion to MSME in 2019, I think, as compared to the highest.
How does it compare across the ASEAN in terms of how much each nation lends to this sector?
11 billion compared to the high of $190 billion by Thailand. The nearest we are was, I think, Singapore, who do not have MSMEs.
Bakit kaya, sir? Why are we not lending enough to SMEs here in the Philippines relative to our ASEAN peers?
I think it's a problem of budgeting. Despite the pronouncement of the executive, the legislature, that we should develop MSME, they're just talks.
Okay, to put it into action, sir, what are the legislative priorities you would like to see our new lawmakers?
We would like, we are now amending the Magna Carta for MSME. We hope that they will really consider putting budgets there. There is no budget. The figure I saw when we were looking for this was yung CC, yung yung PPP now, which is before was called CCT, I think, yung conditional cash transfer. I think the last number I saw was $87 billion. Na? And just to monitor it, $15 billion spent. No? You know, yung budget that is sa MSME, yung DOST, DTI, DICT, i-combine mo yun, yung tatlong budget doon, compared to, yun lang, monitoring fee lang nung ano. So it's really, and we expect so much from them. Like DTI, we expect investment to come in, we invest to moderate the prices, but to promote
it's
export.
A struggling sector, considering the fact that MSMEs account for 99% of the businesses in the country. And then for the smaller ones, MSMEs, that's 90%, sir. And now there's talk of the wage hike. Lawmakers are debating proposals to mandate a nationwide minimum wage hike. There are talks for it to be 100 pesos. There are talks for it to be 200 pesos. You know, from the viewpoint of employers, sir, what's your take on this?
I think our Filipinos have to be clarified on this issue. When we talk of wage hikes, mandated or legislated, we are only addressing the minimum wage earners. No? And if you expand it to across the board, you include the general manager, the president, and those who will be affected, the distortion, it will be 16% of the labor force. There's about 52 million in the labor market, no? And 10% and 16% is so small. A small minority. So it's nice to say that you will increase the salaries, but you will not be addressing the issue of 84 to 90%. So who takes care of the farmers? Wala namang employers yan. Who takes care of the fisher folks? Who takes care of the jeepney drivers, tricycle drivers, the market vendors, and all the rest? 84 to 90%. Nobody speaks for them. So they will defer to the for ayudas. And every year that is what is happening.
And the wage hike is a hot topic, sir. Should it be passed? What are the dangers?
Well, number one, in the formal economy, which is 10 to 60%, 90% of them are micro.
Correct.
They cannot even pay their 13-month pay sometimes. They cannot even pay their monthly salaries or weekly salary. And you will adjust them that much. They will just
either increase prices, cut jobs,
or take away,
or close shop,
or stop. So it's nice to be talking about this without realizing these two things. So that's why the president was right. He said, we have the tripartite board. Let them work it out. And they have been doing that for the last several years, since they were organized by the chamber themselves, the legislators. They were put up there. And in the past, when we try to attract investment, we say we have the lowest minimum wage in the region. Now we have the highest in the region.
Yeah. And another thing that you were pointing out earlier, sir, you mentioned, the 13th month pay, and also across the ASEAN, we have the most paid days off.
Oh, it's nice to some of our legislators to cherry pick, try to see the best practices in the whole world. But at the same time, we judge the success of our legislators with the number of bills they pass. No? And so what do? They pass leaves. We have about 21 or 22, accepting some additional in some importance.
The average in the ASEAN is about 11 paid days off. In the US, it's 7. And in the Philippines, it's about 21 to 22 paid days off. So what does this say about the Philippines?
Well, among this, like other that we have the most leaves, paid leaves, maternity leaves, or whatever. If you add them, add all of them, you might end up with almost 1 year leave for women if they all put together. But the thing is, some of them just do it for the sake of impressing their constituency. The point is,
Look at the bigger picture.
the investors,
Yes,
especially
absolutely.
foreigners,
Exactly,
are worried
sir.
about this.
Foreign direct investments in the first quarter of 2025 are down by over 80% compared to last year. That's a huge figure. And no matter what the government does, sir, kailangan pa rin natin ng suporta ng foreign investors because this is how we can keep jobs here. Ano ho ang masasabi niyo? What concrete policy changes does Congress need to pass to build investor confidence so that we can, attract more foreign direct investments?
With all what is going on, with the tariff things that is going on, and even before that, when we try to get investment, sometimes we go with the president. Not only in this administration. One of the first things that they will say is, you have very erratic policies and laws. We cannot rely on them. We invest and then suddenly it changes. Number two, yung red tapes. It's a good thing that we put into law ARTA. Somehow they're able to correct some of these red tapes. And we will support them because they're doing a good job. Number three, yung mga scandals, like the budget scandals, they hear about this, and we have to correct the image. When it happens in the Philippines, we transmit it all over the world. The latest was the kidnapping cases, and we have to show that we are serious about it, especially. Many of people think it is drug-related. So we have to take it seriously. Unless we are... And some problems is yung legislators, they file bills left and right, and they are impressive, but they cherry-pick what's the best problem, which is not applicable to us. But the investors hear about it also, and they're afraid. So what happens? Out of the ASEAN regions where we were one or two before, we are kulelat. In investment. Everybody, yung mga companies leaving China, for instance, because of tariff system, they're looking for where to go. We're the last choice. We're the last choice.
On another front, sir, we don't have that much time, but on the political front, the rift between the former administration and the current administration it just keeps widening. Front and center, we have the forthcoming impeachment trial of the Vice President Sara Duterte. How worried are you at ECOP, sir, that the focus of our government right now is on politics rather than on economic reforms?
We're not worried about it because they have to go to the process. What we're saying is, let's make it quick because we're wasting so much time on this. Not only this, but on hearings, sometimes the Congress thinks they're NBI, or sometimes they think they're COA. We can exaggerate what enabling legislation is. Anything can be enabling legislation. But let's just focus on development. The president is right. Let's focus on the economic things now. The problem.
Optimistically and realistically.
But I don't think they're capable. I don't think our legislators are capable of doing that at the moment. They will spend the next, I don't know how long.
Optimistically, realistically, sir, I was going to ask, gaano kahaba? How long do you think that this is going to take? Optimistically and realistically speaking.
Actually, Mikey, you're good. Your guess is as good as mine. Okay. I really don't know. But they can really
Sana bilisan nila.
Good thing is, what they should do is aid of legislation, not aid of election. Wala na election eh. So baka hindi masyadong matagal yung mga hearing nito.
Okay, all right. And lastly, sir, what's your message to our lawmakers now? Elections, midterm elections are done. The Philippines, our foreign direct investments are slipping. GDP growth in the first quarter was a little lackluster. Interest rates are coming down. What is your message to our lawmakers at this junction, sir?
Well, actually, I think if they can just concentrate now on the economic side, like taking the cue from the president was saying, let's leave the politics now. No? Tapos na eleksyon, concentrate na tayo sa where it matters.
All right, well said. Concentrate on where it matters. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. That was Sergio Ortiz-Luis, the president of the Employers Confederation of the Philippines.